Coming up on today's video, we take a look at reprintable cards that have some serious value. Hi everyone and welcome back. MTG Moxman here. I hope you had a fantastic day today because we all deserve it. Now on today's video, we're going to be taking a look at some reprintable cards that have a lot of value attached to them because remember, just because it's reprintable doesn't mean it's coming back anytime soon. Wizards likes to build up their equity. So let's take a look at some amazing cards you might want to hold on to that are reprintable. Our first card today is Wrenn and Seven from Midnight Hunt Innistrad. Now this card can be found for $45 Canadian near mint. The average is $37.25. The market says $30.77 US. The foil is $45 US and €25.27 will get you this card. Now Wrenn and Seven is seeing a lot of play right now from what I'm seeing on sales listings because he's being bought all over the place. I don't consider him the most powerful planeswalker, but people must be enjoying the card because the sales don't lie. They're across the board locally and across platforms I've been checking on with high sales volumes. I do see a lot of play in Arena with this card right now, but since I haven't seen in-house play locally, I can't be sure how much play it's seeing or just people constructing decks to try him out. This is a card I'm going to keep an eye on because the creature he makes gives him great blocking ability, he gives card draw ability, and land play ability. The future for this card looks up for Wrenn and Seven, so it's a card if I have one, I am definitely going to hold on to and not let this one slip by anytime soon. Now our next card is Arlin, the Pack's Hope. This card has seen only a very slight decline since its debut in Midnight Hunt. $22 Canadian for a near mint copy, the average being $17.98, the market is $16.04, the foil is $19.84 US, and €8.56 will get you that card. Now, Arlin I've seen played quite a bit in Arena myself when I've been playing some matches. Locally, there's none in stock from the stores I have checked, but you know what? This card, again, I can see having other uses in things like Commander going forward. It does not cost a lot to get Arlin out or to use her abilities, so she's going to be a card people are going to play very long term. If you have a card like this, you might consider holding on to it or waiting to see if you do want to sell it to see if it goes back up in value. Let's see after more in-store games start happening to let us know exactly what this card may or may not be able to do. But we know in Commander it's going to have a home for sure. Now our next card coming up today is of course the Meathook Massacre. Now I did see one earlier today for $30 on eBay for an extended art, but when I went back to look at it later, it was actually completely sold out and relisted at $70. So it looks like a couple got sold before they caught on and relisted it. And that was ebaycanada.ca if you want to check out those sold listings. Now, the average is $40 US, the market is $36.29, the foil is $45 US, and €17.53 get you that card. And yes, I had trouble pronouncing that. What can I say? Now, these Midnight Hunt cards, I'm putting them up because they're seeing extremely high volumes of sales for the cards they are, and they haven't really declined that much. And in the case of the Meathook Massacre, it's actually going up in value and just starting to slide in a bit. But the sales volume is truly stunning. So keep an eye on these cards. Watch what you're seeing being played in Arena and locally at your stores, because if you have one of these cards, even if you're not going to use it, the trade value, the potential to get some good cash back at your store might be worth waiting for. Old Gnawbone is up next from Adventures in Forgotten Realms. You can find this card for $30 Canadian near mint on various platforms such as eBay, but as well as local stores. The average is $25.73 US, the market is $23.72, foils are $29.22 US, and of course €18.37 will get you that card. The interesting thing I find about Old Gnawbone is as a 7/7 creature, for a 7 casting cost, he's a big, huge flying creature with a decent ability, but he's not seeing tons of gameplay until late game. You can ramp him out in green if you have a solid green deck to really get him going, but it takes time. But Dungeons and Dragons didn't have mass openings after the initial release. So Old Gnawbone might actually end up going up in value just because of the supply issue later on. On the market right now, the buyers and sellers have met at a perfect equilibrium where the price isn't changing much, but as supply dries up, and as the buyers and sellers don't meet in the middle, you could possibly expect this card to go higher just because there may be a supply issue later on. Tiamat's next at Adventures in Forgotten Realms yet again. Now this card can be found for $18 near mint Canadian. The average is $14.32 US, the market is $13.65. Foils are $18.10 and €12.64 will get you that card. The reason I'm putting Tiamat up as another card from Adventures in Forgotten Realms, we have to remember that although these cards were opened a lot at release, this set got dropped behind and everyone's not opening it because the value's not there. Which means a card like this, which can be played in Commander and will have uses. Guys, this is a card you might not want to get rid of. And if you're a person who wants to have one of these cards, it's a great time to buy this card. Especially if you're trying to get a full art extended foil, it might be worth paying out the extra cash as an OG original card for future value down the road. I don't see Wizards putting this out in any type of re-release anytime soon, which means the supply issue that hasn't happened yet probably will happen 12 months from now. Keep an eye on this card if you wanted it, because you're going to watch that price probably go up in the next few months. Now our next card up is going to be Ranger class. Again, Adventures in Forgotten Realms. This card is all over Arena. I'm seeing it a lot of the time. It's selling well locally at the stores as well as online platforms. You can have this card for $14 Canadian near mint. The average is $16.50. The market is $14.46. And the foil is $22.42. Now, the European average is €5.14 will get you that card. The Ranger class is really proving to be a dominating card. The fact you get the Wolf, then you can level up the card to get all kinds of token counters on top of your creatures, make them tougher. This card has real value and lots of playability as an easy to cast creature as well as buffing up card. Guys, I expect this card to do very well for its time rotationing in Standard, and I can see a lot of people keeping up with it for the next 2 years. But remember, supply issues could happen with this card, or better cards could come out, and after it rotates out of Standard, I don't see it having a lot of impact on anything. So remember, these cards are valuable now, but they are reprintable and they may not be valuable later. Let's take a look at our next card, which is going to be, that's right, Jeweled Lotus from Commander Legends. Now, the cheapest I can find this card right now is $102 Canadian near mint, and it does have a very strong following because there's a lot of sales to back this one up. The average is $83.97 US. The market is $80.14. And of course, a foil is $117.80. It is €64.83 to get that card. And of course, these are not the extended full art foil versions, guys, that are super hard to get. But this card, again, Commander Legends, is not being opened again. It's sitting on store shelves, and it's slowly actually going up in value for the actual boxes that are sealed. Keep an eye on this card, everyone, because again, Wizards wants these cards to have equity. It's a reprintable card that probably won't come back anytime soon, although you might see something to accommodate it in the Baldur's Gate, which maybe even could be a Mox type. Let's see. Who knows? This year is going to be very interesting. I can't wait. But right now, Jeweled Lotus, your strong sales tell me the chances are you're going to start creeping up pretty soon. Now our next card is going to be Vampiric Tutor. This card, again, $70 Canadian near mint. This is the Commander Legends version. This card's been printed a lot, guys. It has come back from Visions multiple times. But Wizards doesn't print it so often that it loses too much value. The average is $48.63. The market is $47.42. Foils are $59.85 and €35.43 will get you that card. These sales were actually not super strong. They are medium. A couple sales every day, keeping this card perky, doing well with buyers and sellers, really communicating and getting things through the middle. I expect this card to kind of stay around this level. It may drift down a bit if it gets reprinted again, but it's not going to be any slacker on the market and has great trade value to local stores. So keep this card impacted in you, because you know what? It's a card that a lot of decks rely on, and it has beautiful artwork. Let's face it, beautiful artwork. All right, our next card, the Goldspan Dragon from Kaldheim. That's right, guys. This card is pretty epic. I see it a lot. I'm using it myself. The fact that it has flying and haste, you get the nice little treasures. It's a beautiful card. You can find this card for $48 Canadian near mint. The average is $45.02. The market is $39.32. Foils are $49. It is €30.23. But I gotta say, this is one of those cards, once it rotates out, its value drops massively. Okay, so these kind of cards, although they're beautiful now in Standard rotation, they're great cards. their long-term impact is negligible. There are many other amazing cards that cost this or less, so keep an eye on this card. You might want to trade in before it rotates out and get some value out of the card before it actually drops. So this card for me is a trade at some point, but enjoy it now. Now our next card up is Vorinclex, Monstrous Raider, from Kaldheim. You can find this card for $38 Canadian near mint. The average is $31.91. The market is $29.25. Foils are $33.75, and €25.15 will get you this card. Now, the Vorinclex Monstrous Raider, guys, this card does crazy things to decks. The fact you get to double counters and the air people get half mean you basically just totally destroy planeswalkers, and you get to go flying at people with trample haste. Guys, the Vorinclex is something to hold on to, not to trade in. Although the value is drifting down, the sales tell me that it's going to go back up. It's something you might want to hold on to because Kaldheim isn't getting opened either. Keep an eye on these cards. If you get a playset, I would hold on to them for future deck use or things you're going to do because, come on, who knows what this card will do, but I can't see it dropping really much further than what it has already. Zagoth Triome, Ikoria Layer of the Behemoths comes up next. You can find this card for $18 Canadian near mint. The average is $13.72. The market is $13.07. Foil copies are $14.59, and €11.31 will get you that card. Now, I remember warning people and telling them to buy the Triomes when they were $5-6. A lot of people listened. Congratulations. Guys, this card has a lot of playability. It comes into play tap, sure, but you can choose 3 types of mana, which is epic. And of course, later on, if you don't need it, you can cycle it to get the card you need, which is always a beautiful side effect of a great card like this, and such an improvement on other types they have tried. This card is going to be around for a while. It's going to have a lot of play use. Keep an eye on this card. It is not done going up yet. I can see it settling in at around $25 Canadian, so keep an eye out, everyone. Now let's take a look at our last card today, which is going to be the Demonic Tutor Japanese alternate art. I was surprised by the volume of sales that came across my board when I checked my stats. You can see this card is $128 Canadian near mint right now on a platform like eBay. Locally, they were $118, but there was taxes, so it'd be a little bit higher. The average is $130 US. The market is $116.08. Foils are $320.16, and I did find a couple that had sold, and 2 of my stores said it is on the wish list. So guys, these cards are moving. They have some real collectability factor for a lot of people, even though they're reprintable. Cards like this tend not to get reprinted anytime soon. Some of the other mystical archives also have value, so keep an eye out in case you've got some. Don't just trade stuff in blindly. Take a look at this stuff before you do. So guys, as I've clicked everything away, you can see there's a lot of cards out there that, although they're reprintable, they have real value and a lot of playability factor for various formats in Magic the Gathering. I really hope everyone enjoyed the video today. I know it's not my normal reserve list, but you know what? That's okay too. Guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed everything. I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Have a great day today. Hi everyone, a big shout out goes out to each and every one of my amazing patrons who help support this channel. Thank you so much everyone. I look forward to talking to you guys on the Discord, inside the Patreon, and of course, each and every day through email. Have a great one everyone. I'm just kidding. There was nothing going on. I was just mouthing words to see what you guys would do. See if you start adjusting your volume, messing around with stuff. I probably didn't get anybody, but I couldn't let the prank go on too long. I hope you guys are having a great day today, sitting down with a coffee, chilling out with some friends and family, having some fun with Magic, because that's what we deserve, a little relaxation time. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Thanks a lot for tuning in. You guys are awesome. You make it to the end every time. You deserve to clean up the popcorn off the floor. That's your job. Get to it. And if it's not popcorn, don't leave Skittles on the floor. That's a waste. 5-second rule applies. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a great one. I'm clickety-clickety-clack. Gonna turn off the video right about